Welcome to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon Moore. That's my guy, Charles Jackson. How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's up, bro? I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. We doing this on a Monday, man. We usually don't do this on a Monday, but we gotta preview these play-in games, and we gotta talk about the game of the year, the Golden State Warriors versus the Los Angeles Clippers. Basically, the Warriors, if they would have won, they would have avoided the play-in, but obviously they lost. And I know we both watched that game yesterday. It was a playoff atmosphere. Steph Curry even said it could be basically like a game 7 type game, and it definitely was. But what are your takeaways from the Los Angeles Clippers beating the Warriors and putting them in the play-in tournament?
It was a good game. Jimmy had it going in the first half. And Steph came together in second. But it was a really good game. James Harden, he played some good basketball. Kawhi did what he had to do. But Norman Powell was missing last night. Well, not last night, on Sunday. But it was a good game. If Draymond would have hit that layup, it could have been a different outcome. But yeah, it was a great game.
I was like, Draymond tried to foul. He tried to foul bait a wide open layup. And another thing, it didn't cost them, but if they would have hit the shot, they would have. He fouled Kawhi with like 8 seconds left because I think they had like 5 seconds left on the shot clock. And it's like, bro, you guys would have had at least the
A shot
last
attempt.
shot. Yes.
hmm
And then you foul. Yes, they don't go to the line, but you giving Kawhi Leonard or say James Harden the last shot, then you win. Now it looks bad on you. And I don't know why he did that, but honestly, though, that game, we actually in the first half got a playoff Jimmy moment. He was amazing in the first half. He was amazing. He was carrying them. He was looking to score, getting to the basket. Steph Curry didn't have the best game. He did it in that first half. But as soon as that fourth quarter hit, he came up clutch. And they almost could have won that game. Same goes with Kawhi Leonard. That is the Kawhi Leonard I always say. Man, Kawhi Leonard, when he healthy, he a top 10 player in the NBA. James Harden, I always talk about how he don't show up in the big moments. He showed up yesterday. You got to give him his credit. He showed up yesterday. I think he had 39 points, 10 assists. Like he showed up big, especially in that overtime game. Like came up clutch. And without those two, they would have win. They would have been in the play-in. I think they just would have been. I think they would have been I think they would have stayed the same. It was so many different scenarios. If they would have lost, I think they still would have been cool though. It's just the Warriors needed to win that game, and they would have faced the Lakers in the first round. They would have faced them, but it goes back to what we said on Thursday. Losing to San Antonio hurt them. It
Yep.
came back to hurt them. It came back to bite them.
Letting Harrison Barnes game you like that.
Like you basically the last 3 games, which you needed. You're in a battle with San Antonio. I don't know how. You let Harrison Barnes game you. You beat the Blazers, then against the Clippers, who this is the game you needed. You guys lose, and especially when the Warriors been playing great, like since Jimmy Butler got there. Now it comes back to the plan. Now you got to face the Grizzlies in one game, technically an elimination game. It's crazy. But what are your thoughts on Jonathan Kaminga not playing?
Yeah, that was weird. He decided to play Quentin Post over Jonathan Kaminga. I understand Quentin Post is 7 foot, but at the same time, he's not Jonathan Kaminga. Like the man literally has 0 points and like 3 rebounds. That's all he did. And he was 0 from 1 from the field. Jonathan Kaminga could have gave you that plus more. So yeah, I don't know why Steve Kerr didn't play Jonathan Kaminga. That don't make no sense.
I saw somebody, and I think it was like on Twitter. They said like usually he comes in the games like I guess when it's like just Jimmy and say Draymond, and the lineups don't fit when he is in there. But he just didn't play him the entire game. I think y'all could have used him especially against a team like that. Like, you need the athleticism. He's probably your most athletic player on the team. Actually, he is the most athletic player on your team.
Yeah.
So
You could have thrown him on Kawhi.
You could have. Now, is he stopping Kawhi? I don't think so. But it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
Throwing multiple defenders at him, yeah.
Steve Kerr could have did that. And this is what I always say about Steve Kerr. I be questioning him. I think he's a great coach. He is a top 15 coach of all time. He got his 4 rings. But sometimes he do be making these type of mistakes, especially giving the last shot to Buddy Hield. Now, credit, he used Steph at the top of the key. He used Steph Curry to set a screen as a decoy to get Buddy Hield wide open. I'm cool. I get that part. But at the end of the day, Steph Curry is hot at this point. Technically, I'd rather have him to get the last shot. Now, what if Jimmy Butler, if his knee wasn't hurt, I think he probably would have gave him that last shot. He probably saw that his knee was hurt, and he said, I don't know. I don't want you taking the last shot, but I'd rather give it to Buddy Hield. But Steph Curry, I think, should have taken that last shot. That's just me.
Yeah, no, Steph definitely should have took the last shot. He's the greatest shooter of all time. And you need a 3? Like, come on now. That's the perfect reason to give him the ball. I mean, but I'm not mad at the play though. It was a good play. They drew up a good play. Buddy Hield had a good shot at it. He just missed. Because you're gonna need them. You gotta like plays like that, especially. I mean, yeah, it's a big game. You know what I'm saying? You need that game, but a shot. Imagine if he would have hit a shot like that with a boost to his confidence, and you need Buddy Hield for the playoffs. So I think it was more of a confidence booster and Buddy. But yeah, like you said, Steph should have got that last shot.
I definitely think Steph should have got that last shot. And now that Jimmy Butler is somewhat hobbled, he got Kawhi Leonard need him in like the thigh area. Obviously, wasn't on purpose, but
it was like
like
the top of his knee.
Yeah, it was like something around the thigh area. He need him there. It wasn't like on purpose or nothing, but that could loom large, obviously, when these guys play tomorrow, and we're honestly about to get into the playing games. That's why we're on a Monday. We're gonna get it. We're gonna preview these playing games, give y'all analysis, X factors. We're giving all that. So let's start with the first game tomorrow: the Orlando Magic versus the Atlanta Hawks. What are your takeaways, and what do you think is gonna happen in the Eastern Conference 7-8 game?
To be honest with you, I think the Hawks gonna pull that off. I like their defense, and then the Magic. They are a good defensive team, but they can't score to save their life. If Paolo and Franz don't have it going, and then KCP got hurt. So if Franz and Paolo don't got it going, the offense is not coming from anywhere. So then the Hawks, they got Dyson Daniels, they got Zachariah. They got a bunch of bodies that they can throw on Paolo and Franz to wear them down throughout the game. So I like the Hawks in this one.
If you're Dyson, who are you guarding? Who are you stopping? Well, who is Dyson guarding in your opinion? He had to drink some water.
Him and Paolo.
Yeah,
him and Paolo, they the same size, but Paolo's bigger than him.
You think Dyson guards Franz?
Yeah,
I think he guards Franz.
Yeah, I think he guards Franz because then he could lock up Franz. Franz, he can dribble, but he not the best dribbler. So yeah, Dyson, they could put him on Dyson. We'll put Dyson on Franz.
Man, they gonna miss.
Imagine if Jalen Johnson was still here right now.
Imagine if Jalen Suggs was here.
Yeah,
like I think Jalen Suggs would have been a key part in this game because you obviously would have put Jalen Suggs on Trey, and he would have put some pressure on him. Like Trey is low key gonna get his, but Jalen Suggs is POA, and he's gonna make it tough for Trey. And I think honestly though, if I would choose right now, I would pick the Magic. And the only reason I'm saying the Magic is because I feel like the Magic have more playmakers. And I think they low-key do have, like, their offense is bad. Don't get me wrong, right? But hear me out. They do have more options of people who can score and get a bucket on their own. Outside of Trae Young, who else can really go out there and give you a bucket? Like we see
Dyson
it from
can.
Zachary, but not really though. Like here and there, but like it's not like I know like Franz and
Here's
Paulo,
LeVert.
they can eat. Who?
LeVert can go get you a bucket, bro. He can go get you a bucket.
The last time Karis LeVert was out here legit getting buckets when he was on the Pacers. That was a minute ago. Now this is a one-game elimination. So could he go off? Yes. But what I'm saying is, if you go into this game and you look at Paulo, Franz, I know what they could give me. Then you look at Trey, and then you look at Karis, you're like, ugh. Can Karis LeVert go band for band with say either Paulo or Franz? Because
Of course not. Nah.
You just
Of course
said you
not.
go get him. You say go out there.
No, I'm saying, kid, you asked who can go get a bucket on that team besides Trae Young, Karis LeVert. I mean, and then if we put Dyson on Franz, it's really only one scorer y'all got. It's Paulo, and we could double him. So is Clint Capella still hurt?
Yes, he's hurt. He's not gonna play. So Okongwu, and the thing is, the Magic are low key a bigger team than them. If you think about it, they're a bigger team. I think they are a bigger team. Like they have the size, and Okongwu isn't like 7 feet. He's like 6'10". Wendell was what? 6'10". Yeah, 6'10". Yeah. Paulo is what, 6'8". Franz is basically like 6'7", something around there. KCP like 6'4". Yeah, something like that. So they have the bodies and they could throw a Trey. Like they could put, you have KCP. They could put a whole bunch of people on Trae Young to make it hard for him. And it is in Orlando, and the Hawks, they got to go on the road. I don't think so. I just don't know where the other offense is coming from. Like,
who gonna stop Trae? Who gonna stop Trae? They have nobody on that team that can stop Trae. And then they have problem guarding guards the entire year. So like,
it's about the Magic.
Yeah, the Magic. Yeah, they've had a hard time guarding guards the entire year. G. If they was going against a scoring guard, 9 times out of 10, that scoring guard went crazy.
So the last meaningful game they played, which was actually like last week, Magic won 119-112. Trae Young had 28. And Okongwu, he had 30 and 12. They're going to need that. They're going to need a good game. Now, I'm not saying 30, but I think we're going to need at least 20. I think Zachary, he has to show up. This is going to be the biggest game of his career as a rookie.
I think he is. He been hot. He been hot like the last month. I think he's going to show up. He locked in right now.
Paulo had 33. So they're starting Corey Joseph. He ain't stopping Trae. But Corey Joseph is low-key an okay defender. He's okay. He's not the best. He ain't great, but he's okay. So they probably put KCP, maybe even or Corey Joseph on them.
I mean, and then on top of that, like, you know, coaches don't like to give their hand right before the playoffs. So like that was a close game, and I don't think the coaches really had. You know, they gave their real defensive plan for the playoffs that last game. So it was 119 to 112. The Magic got to score at least over 100 if they want to win this game. They got to be the first to get to 100 if they want to win because they can't score.
The Hawks, they're ranked. Well, it's funny because I wrote down like all these notes and stuff. They're ranked 27 and they give up 119 points per game. And the Magic should score 119. And I just said I think the Magic have more offensive players than, say, the Hawks in total. Like, unless you think Trae Young his offense just out totals everybody on the Magic. I don't think so. I'm not saying that. I don't think so. But, I mean, their defense, they're basically kind of in the middle of the pack. Somewhat, kind of. It's just when you look at the Magic, man, the offense, like, Magic offense ranked 28th, 105 play. They're shooting. They shoot 44% from field, ranked 27. Their three-point shooting is dead last at 31%. So you ain't counting nobody really to hit a lot of three-pointers. Like Paulo and Franz can hit a three here and there, but I think KCP has to have a big game. I think this is why you gave him the money. This is the shooting, the 3-and-D. This is what you signed him for to that big contract for the shooting purposes to help spread the floor. So now you have to show up in this playing game.
Because with him, if he has a big game, that opens up the floor. Because, of course, we think that Dyson is going to be on Franz. So if KCP is knocking down his shots, you can't double Paulo now. Because if you double Paulo, you got KCP who hot right now, wide open in the corner. That's a knockdown every time. And threes count more than two. So, yeah. KCP need to show up. On the Hawks, Dyson Daniels. I feel like, not only Dyson Daniels, the others. Because I feel like Trey going to show up, but everybody else got to show up. Zachariah, Dyson, Okongwu. Who else is starting? Karis LeVert. What's that white boy that they playing?
I think you're talking about
he a foreigner.
Big Carriage. I think that's who you're talking about.
Yeah, the foreigner. Yeah, him. So like they need games from the others. They need good games from the others.
Terrence, man, I think he has to play good. I do think Karis LeVert needs to have a good game. He been inconsistent. I get it. You say he could get a buck. He can't score the ball, but he does need a buck. He can get you a 20-point game. Now it could happen tomorrow, but remember the Magic got top defense, obviously in the NBA.
Yeah.
They rank number 1 in points per game at 105. They rank number 2 in defensive efficiency. Rank 4 in opponent's floor percentage. And they rank 15th in shooting percentage. So they're basically top in the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends. So offense or defense? Because, hey, man, the Hawks, they rank 5th in offense, which is crazy when I went to go look. Like, they have a top 5 offense. So technically. So it's between the best offense and the best defense.
And the best defense. I mean,
I think
they do.
Which star comes out and closes this game, though? Which star is going to make the plays? That's the thing, bro. Can Trae Young or Paulo make them key plays to get that team a victory?
Yeah.
If you
I got the Hawks, though. I think. Go ahead.
Now, I was about to say, if you had to choose which star player to make the big play, to make the big plays down the stretch, either Trae Young or Paulo, who are you picking?
I'm gonna go Paulo. Not Paulo, Trae. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go Trae. I think they're gonna double Paulo the entire game, and so he gonna have to work. He gonna have to work tomorrow.
Double the whole game? Wow.
Yeah, send 2 at him every single time because you already gonna have Dyson on Franz. So I'm sending 2 at Paulo the entire time and making somebody else on your team beat us.
Or you put Dyson on Paulo, but I just think they put Dyson on Franz.
Nah, you can't. Yeah, you can't put Dyson too well. He's not small, but weight-wise, he's too small. He ain't big enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Magic. You can argue and say Trae Young is better than Paulo, whichever. If somebody say that, it's whatever. I just think the Magic have more people on their team that can make plays down the stretch. And yes, Justin, Anthony Black.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That was a good one. I forgot about Anthony Black.
No, I think Anthony Black actually might be a key because I was about to ask earlier who plays more in this game. Say Cole Anthony, who is an offensive, who is a good offensive player, or Anthony Black, whose defense is probably better. His offense ain't there yet, but his defense is pretty good. I was gonna ask that earlier.
Shit, they might even start. Well, I think Corey Joseph gonna get the start, but they might even start him because you're gonna need somebody like him on Trae the entire game, and he gonna make it tough for Trae. The only thing is, like, he's still young, so like Trae can foul bait him. You know what I mean? And then his offense is suspect. So if he not knocking down no threes, bro, it can get ugly for the Magic quick. Because if he not knocking down threes, guess what you think Jamal Mosley gonna do? He gonna sub that boy out and put somebody else in. Like, yeah, your defense is great, but we need scoring right now. So
yeah, but you talk about, I mean, he can't shoot anyway. He's not a good shooter anyway. So I mean, but if he's probably gonna be your best POA defender, you gonna have to play him at least a decent amount of minutes. I'm not saying like there might be a chance he plays 30.
It depends on how the game go. It depends on how the game going. Like if it's a close game throughout, yeah, he's gonna play majority of the minutes. But if they down and they need offense, he's not gonna be playing like that.
Because I mean, this is just one. This is just that one game. Cole Anthony only played 10 minutes. He only played 10.
Yeah.
Jonathan Isaac play 11, and Jonathan Isaac could be key in this too. There could be times where they put Jonathan Isaac on Trey. Like, I'm not saying all the time, obviously, but there might be some key moments where you have to put Jonathan Isaac on Trae Young. I mean, we saw it last year in the playoffs when they played against the Cavs. Even though it didn't work, they did run Jonathan Isaac at center. They did do that because you want this big lineup of Franz, Paulo, and Jonathan Isaac. Could I see them running that lineup out there?
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know.
Him and Okongwu damn the same height. Because Okongwu is not that tall, bro. I think he like 6'9", 6'10". I doubt he's 6'10". I think he like 6'9". Okongwu. He just got a long wingspan. Yeah. He got like a 7'2" wingspan or 7'3", 7'4" wingspan or something like that, bro. So yeah, I can see that. I can see them putting Isaac at the 5. That's that, but like Anthony Black, Franz, Paulo, KCP, and Jonathan Isaac, that offense on the spacing on that flow gonna look nasty.
There is no spacing. There is no spacing. I don't think they run that lineup a lot. I just think they could run it like in spurts, but not that. Like it's not gonna be a long, like I say, a 5-minute. No, I don't believe that.
Yeah. Or a whole quarter or some shit.
No, it's not gonna be. No, it's definitely not gonna be a whole quarter. But I just think the Magic have more players on their team that can make a play. Like I really think they do. So I'm going with the Magic. I think the Magic pull this game out, and then they have a date with the Boston Celtics. Like I think that's really what's gonna happen.
Low key, I'd rather see the Magic than the Hawks go against the Celtics. Anyways, I think the Magic will make it tougher for the Celtics than the Hawks would. But I mean, I still got the Hawks though.
Spoiler alert: the Celtics beating whoever they face in that 7 seed, so it doesn't matter. Spoiler alert. All right, so let's get into the next play-in game for tomorrow. We got the Warriors going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. What are your takeaways for this game, and who do you think will win?
Low key, this is gonna be a hard one for the Warriors because now Jimmy Butler, he got need. So who knows if he's obviously not gonna be 100% by tomorrow. And then the Grizzlies, they some young YNs, they some dogs over there. They're gonna be dropping bombs, grenade launches, all type of shit at the game tomorrow. So I low key got the Warriors losing this game. I think the Grizzlies gonna come out. Yeah, I think the Grizzlies gonna come out because the Grizzlies are at home, right?
Yes, the Warriors are at home.
The Warriors are at home. But I think Ja's is gonna have a big game. I think Ja's gonna take over that game tomorrow, and everybody else is gonna follow suit.
So, after the Warriors basically lose 2 of their last 3 games, I'm gonna expand on my answer. It's crazy. I think the Warriors will win, but I'm going to say I will not be shocked if Memphis pulls this out. The only reason I'm hesitant is because Ja has been playing amazing basketball the last 10 games. He's almost averaging 30 points per game. You getting Jaren Jackson there, you get Desmond Bane. You have 3 players that can basically give you 20 points, and they have a good bench. Jalen Wells, get well soon, brother. They still do have a decent bench. The bench is still not bad. And one key is Steve Kerr gonna try and get Zach Edey off this floor? Is he gonna be able to run up and down with the Warriors and try to take him out the game? Because I know it was against the Pistons the other day, but I saw Zach Edey basically get 20 rebounds. And could he do that against the Warriors? It's a chance because he's just taller than everybody. He's just taller. But
I mean, look at what Zubac did.
I know, right?
Zubac had 22. He had 22 and 17, but Zach Edey's still good. Zach Edey's not bad. You know what I'm saying? He's good enough to go out there and contribute right now. Now, is he gonna get 22 and 17? I doubt it, but he can play well against them.
Well, I think we can both say Zubac's offensive game is better than Zach Edey's. At least right now. Right now, at least. So, like, Zubac was out there. He do that jump hook. He getting rebounds, catching oops. Is Zach Edey going to do the same thing tomorrow? Could he? Could be.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think he's scared of the moment either. I don't think he gonna. Draymond. Heard what Draymond said about him early in the season.
Yeah, it was early.
About how he looked weak out there. So now I don't think Zach Edey gonna take that. I think Zach Edey gonna show up tomorrow.
Would you be shocked if the Grizzlies play into the Warriors' hand and play small ball just like them? Because Ty Lue didn't do that. He played big the entire majority of the game outside of Ben Simmons playing small ball 5, which we said that was going to happen when they signed him. But are the Grizzlies going to be like, man, they running small ball. We gonna run small ball too. So we gonna have Jaren Jackson at the 5, probably Salty Aldama at the 4, and just play a small ball lineup to go along with the Warriors.
Yeah, I definitely think they're gonna do that. But if they do that, they're like you said, they're gonna fall into the Warriors' hands, and that can turn ugly quick. Because if you're not hitting your threes like the Warriors are, then on top of that, don't get me wrong, Jaren Jackson's a great defender. But with Zach Edey down there, you're clogging up that paint. You're able to clog up that paint. You're able to put more pressure on the perimeter. With Jaren Jackson, I don't think Curry would be scared to go down there with Jaren Jackson. So now you got Curry going downhill. That's going to obviously pull people in, suck people in. And then he's going to kick it out. You got Buddy Hield at the 3 or whoever else at the 3 knocking down threes. But if I was them, I would take a page out of Ty Lue book. I would go look at that game, see what Ty Lue did good, what he didn't do good, and I'll go off of that. Because they just gave you the blueprint. They literally just gave you the blueprint. And now Jimmy's hurt on top of that, so you need to take advantage.
And Jimmy only got 48 hours really into the game time, and who knows how bad it is. Like,
because he was limping bad, G, and then he went and stood in the corner. And then he went and stood in the corner, G. So like, he could barely put pressure on it. So hopefully it's good now though, but he's not. I don't think he's going to be 100% at all.
So when the last time the Warriors and the Grizzlies played, that was when Steph Curry dropped 50. Could he do it again? There's a chance. Because the Grizzlies defense ain't been good recently, ever since they fired Taylor Jenkins. But Steph Curry had 50, Jimmy had 20, 27, Draymond had a triple-double. And Jaren Jackson had 22. Zach Edey, he played 32 minutes this game, which actually he probably will do this now, especially with Jalen Wells hurt. He played 32 minutes, and he had 16 rebounds, 10 points, and he had 4 blocks. So actually, they might play him a lot. Warriors won. They won by 9.
I know.
They won by 9. Desmond Bane had 19.
What Ja had?
Ja had 36.
36.
So technically, in that game, if Desmond Bane plays better, he 6 for 15, 19 points. Jaren Jackson was 7 for 20 for 22 points. If they play better that game, they probably win that game. They probably play better. And then, they play Salty Aldama 30, Luke Kennard, Scottie Pippen Jr. both play 20+. That's probably what the lineup's going to be. Mm-hmm. They probably add one more guy.
I like Scottie Pippen, bro. I like Scottie Pippen Jr. He's nice. He's a nice backup.
Yeah, it shows the Lakers can't develop players. It's crazy. But neither here or there.
They could draft him, though. They could draft him.
Who recently have they drafted that good?
But the Lakers. Julius Randle, Lonzo, Josh Hart, Brandon
But that was
Ingram,
like almost 10 years ago.
Scottie Pippen. You said that's recently. That's in the last decade.
Recently I kind of meant like, I would say 5 years. That's what I kind of meant recently.
Reeves, Max Christie.
He was undrafted,
Scottie
so
Pippen
they didn't
Jr.
draft him. They didn't draft him. He was an undrafted free agent.
I mean, but they signed him.
But that's not drafting. I said draft, not signed. It's not the same thing. It's not. I can't say Scottie Pippen because they didn't play him. I can't say that. Like, you let him go. He played.
Solid talent.
Not enough to not play him. Not enough to not play him. I want to say Dalton Connect, but JJ Redick don't play him no more. He can't play. He can't defend nobody. So JJ don't even put him on the court. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get into the Lakers on Thursday. Who would you say is your X factor for the Warriors and the Grizzlies? Who is the X factor for this team?
For the Warriors, I'll go AirPods. If AirPods has an effective shooting night, I think that the Warriors can pull this out because when him playing good offensively, it opens up Steph so much because it lets him be the ball handler. And now since he's a scoring threat, you have to keep an eye on him. And you can't trap Curry. You can't try to go double Curry because you got other people knocking down shots. I'm gonna say AirPods. And then for the Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson always plays good against them. I'm gonna go Zach Edey. If Zach Edey can control the paint and control the boards, it'd be a difficult game for the Warriors.
I was definitely gonna say AirPods because AirPods has been playing really good. Like he has played good. Like, and we talked about, I think, like maybe like a couple of weeks ago, we talked about. You remember we was like, maybe the Warriors. This why they didn't put him in them trade talks because they saw this. And AirPods been hooping. AirPods has definitely been hooping. So I think he needs a good game because I thought he had a decent game yesterday. I thought he had a decent game yesterday. He hit some big shots.
Big
so
shots?
I'm like,
Yeah.
So I thought he played good yesterday. And I think especially now, if Jimmy Butler isn't 100%, you're gonna need another score. Like you have to. Is it crazy to say Jonathan Kuminga is the X factor? Is it crazy to say that?
Yeah, especially when he ain't been getting no minutes.
Does Jonathan Kuminga need to play this game, bro?
Against the Grizzlies,
I think he needs to see some minutes.
Yeah, I won't say he needs to play because I think they could beat him without him. But having him on the floor can help because he likes to drive and put people in foul trouble. So you can potentially get Jaren Jackson in foul trouble or Zach Edey in foul trouble, and then now that plays to your hand.
Man,
because I don't think Jimmy gonna be the same, bro. Jimmy ain't gonna be like how he was against the Clippers.
I don't think he's gonna be that aggressive because they need him, and especially he gets to the line a lot. Like they need that type of guy that can get downhill. Like that's what they was missing a lot this year. Just getting to the line, just hitting big shots, and this is another reason why they traded for him for this moment. And I think he's gonna play regardless. Now, is he gonna be 100?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Sure. I don't know if he'd be in 100, but this is why they traded for playout Jimmy for these games like that. Like I said earlier, he showed us something yesterday in the first half against Clippers. He showed us playoff. He was hooping, and I think he's gonna need to hoop tomorrow too. Is Steph Curry? Is he dropping 50 again? I don't know, but they're gonna need another.
I doubt it.
I think Steph Curry I think he can't have another game like that though, where he started out real slow. I think he can't have that.
If he starts off slow in the first half, they getting blown out. No cap, because Jimmy's not 100%, and like you said, I don't think he's going to be that aggressive either. And now, if Curry's off to a slow start, who's going to score for you? Who are you on that team that you really like? I know they're going to give me a solid 15. It's 15 against the Grizzlies. AirPods is a question. He's a question mark. Buddy Hield's a question mark. Draymond's definitely a question mark. And then the only other person left is what? Probably Kuminga.
Well,
so Curry can't have no bad start. He got to come out blazing.
Hey, I was watching Get Up earlier, and Shanae Ogumake, she said, "Man, hey, look, this is where this is not what she really said because I don't remember, but she basically said what we've both been preaching, but you specifically have always preached. This is where not having a big is going to hurt the Warriors. Not having a big, because yesterday they got killed on the rebounds, and I think we expect them to get killed on the rebounds again with Zach Edey and say Jaren Jackson, even though Jaren Jackson on rebound, but with Zach Edey, we expect them to get killed again. And she said this is what they're going to miss is not having a big. But then Marcus Morris said, in the playoffs, you really don't play a big like that. And he was kind of referencing with like Rudy Gobert and the Lakers, but that's neither here nor there. But he was just saying like, they don't play bigs in the playoffs. But low key though, you can honestly say the bigs are kind of back now. I know it's matchup
Yeah,
dependent, but the bigs are back. Like if we have somebody who's gonna get rebounds and just taller than you, we're gonna play them.
and that's not true. They do play their bigs in the playoffs, bro. And then
No,
most of the
not
bigs,
their
like,
bigs. He's talking about in general. He's
oh,
just saying about
oh,
bigs
no,
in
that's what I'm saying.
general
In general, yes, bigs do
in the
play in the
playoffs.
playoffs. They do play in the playoffs. What are you talking about? But
So,
yeah, no, yeah, big. They need a big, G. Because if they get killed on the boards, like I said, it's gonna be a long game. Because now you can't get second chance points, and then on top of that, you'll probably say your best rebounder is what, Jimmy,
or Draymond.
maybe, or Draymond. So, but they going up against Zach E. Zach E's what, 7'2"?
Because so this was
That's a
yesterday,
lot of
right?
height they giving up.
They got
And
killed
then
on
he
the
guess what?
rebounds.
When he
What?
played, he had what, 15 rebounds against them, right?
Who?
Zach E. When he played
Yeah,
against the Warriors,
16. 16, something crazy.
16. Yeah, so yeah,
So yesterday, they got killed on rebounds 42 to 25. Guess who was the lead rebounder
for the
on the
Warriors.
Warriors? Yeah, guess. Take a guess.
Jimmy.
It was AirPods with 7.
What?
AirPods had the most rebounds on the team with 7. Everybody, Jimmy had 1, which is crazy because he played 48 minutes. I can't even use the injury excuse because that was super late in the game. He only had
Mhm.
1. Draymond had 3. Curry had 3. Moses Moody had 0. Paz had 7. And everybody else basically had 3 or 4. Gary Payton was the second, had the second most rebounds with 4.
Now, G, see now if Jimmy didn't go nuclear in that first half and Curry didn't go nuclear in that second half, this is a different ball game. Because that just showed you Curry and Jimmy was just hot, and that's how they stayed in the game. But if they had subpar games, or if the Clippers was locking them down, this would be a blowout. That would have been a blowout game. Because you said it was what, 42 to 25?
On the rebounds, yes.
Yeah,
42.
bro, that's a blowout. That's a blowout right there.
It's
But Jimmy and Curry went nuclear. So I don't think that's gonna happen again tomorrow. Curry might have a really good game, but like we said, Jimmy's not gonna be 100%. So
I think Draymond
it's
has
gonna
to
be a good game
show.
though.
I think Draymond has to show why he's Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he's the favorite so far for right now. So he has to show why he's one of the best defenders, what he says, of all time. And you can argue and say he is one of the best of all time. But so he has to show it tomorrow. And the thing is, the Warriors are 0-3 in playing games. They haven't won a playing game. So, you gotta kind of look in the mirror and say, because I remember they faced the Grizzlies. I think that was the very first time they played it. They was in the playing game. Ja Morant went on the road, and I think he dropped almost like 40 points on them. They lost to LeBron, and then they lost last year against the Kings. So they don't win playing games. So you gotta look at that and think about it. But I'm gonna pick the Warriors because I think they have the experience. They probably have the best player on the floor. But Memphis, they have the offense that I think could go band for band with them. I know we talked about the Magic and the Hawks, but the Grizzlies do have the players. Like Jimmy is better than say Jaren Jackson or Bang, but Bang can get you 25. Jaren Jackson can get you 25. We know Jaga have a nuclear game, so they can go band for band with them.
And
But
then you gotta think about everybody on their team damn near can shoot. Scottie Pippen Jr., Aldama, Luke Kennard, Gigi Jackson. So yeah, they got some players over there, bro. They could definitely keep up offensively.
yeah, I'm just worried about that defense because the Warriors, their defense it's pretty good, honestly. They have a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. So it goes both ways, but I would lean the
If
Warriors. I'm leaning the Warriors, but I wouldn't be shocked if Memphis does pull it out.
if I'm Memphis, I'm putting Jimmy Butler in every pick and roll. I want to test that leg out. I want to test that knee or that thigh or whatever it is. I want to test it out. I want to see if you're gonna fight through every single screen. I wonder if you're gonna stay in front of Ja or Desmond Bain. So if I'm Desmond Bain and Ja, I want Jimmy in the pick and roll every single time because we gotta test that knee. We gotta test that thigh. We gotta see what you really looking like. If they trying to hide you on defense or you 100% ready to go.
Who's guarding Ja? Who do you put on him?
They probably gonna put AirPods on them. They probably put AirPods on them. Or Moses Moody because they started Moses Moody.
They are. And GP's
Either
gonna
him
get
or Moses
some
Moody.
and
Yeah.
GP's gonna get some minutes on Ja too.
Yeah.
Because they go,
Ja
they're
gonna have
gonna
a big
run pick
game.
and
I
roll.
think Ja gonna have a big game. I think Ja gonna have a big game.
Yeah, I think Ja's gonna have a big game too. If I had to predict what his was how many, I think he could give me 30. Wouldn't be shocked if he gave me 10 assists. I wouldn't be shocked. Like, he's been a good passer this year. He's always been a decent passer, playmaker somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be shocked. But right now, I'm leaning the Warriors, man. I think the Warriors can pull this out, but I will not be shocked to say the Memphis goes on a roll and gets a W, man. And if I'm the Warriors, real quick before we go to the next thing, if I'm the Warriors, I want Houston. I want them because we won't know unless they win. Well, unless they lose or win. If I'm the Warriors, I don't want OKC. I don't. I just don't want
I
them.
was just gonna ask, if who would you rather see, OKC and the Warriors or OKC and the Grizzlies?
If I'm OKC,
No, just in general, like what playoff matchup would you rather see?
oh,
Would you
what
rather
player?
see?
Well, if I'm a casual fan, I would rather see the Warriors and the Thunder. But no, I would want to see the Warriors and the Thunder though. I still think they get smacked by whoever. And I think the Grizzlies get smacked by whoever. Curry not that great at floor raising. I'll be surprised if they win the Grizzlies. Curry, it's as a floor raiser. Well, he almost
Basically,
did
that's
it
like,
yesterday. No, I know what he
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
I know what he mean, but it's just Steph Curry. But at the same time, he might not be wrong because Steph Curry career 3-point field goals in the last 5 seconds in the fourth quarter and overtime to take the lead or tie the game. In a regular season, he's 6 for 28.
Mm.
And in the playoffs, he's 1 for 4. So this is with less than 5 seconds. This isn't like how they grade your clutch when it's the last 5 minutes of the game. And I think you got to be like in a 5-point range or something like that. But this is just 5 seconds left to tie or take the lead. He's only 6 for 28 in the regular season. But Curry has showed up in some big games. So I expect him to play really good tomorrow where they're going to need him. If he doesn't have a good game, and like you said, if he starts out slow, might be a long night. Because the Clippers, they kind of got the Clippers probably, if Jimmy doesn't go crazy, like you said, they probably get blown out. Like they low-key get blown out. Because Jimmy was so good yesterday in the first half, and Curry was so bad. But tomorrow, like you said, Jimmy hurt. Steph Curry got to come out hot, bro. He has to. He has to come out and play aggressive. He just has to. But I'm leaning with the Warriors. I think the Warriors get that dub tomorrow, and they face Houston in the second round. All right. The next game we got, man. We got the Chicago Bulls versus the Miami Heat, the number 9 and the number 10 seed going at it. What are your take on the Bulls and the Heat in the play-in game?
It's crazy because I'm low-key picking the Bulls. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm a low-key pick the Bulls. Dude. I think the Bulls, Kobe White has been on a heater like the last month. And then Josh Giddey's been playing really well. You still got Vucevic. And I think Vucevic is gonna give Khalil Ware some problems. Khalil Ware, he's a rookie. He's never been in the playoffs before, so this is gonna be big for him. But I think it's gonna be a close game. But I got the Bulls. Edging it out.
Almost choked on some water, bro.
You're gonna die.
Damn near, bro. But I got the Bulls.
Yeah.
I got the Bulls. Because X Factor, obviously, what did we get offensively from Bam? What are we?
I mean, Bam has been good offensively the last couple of I want to say month or so. Not Jimmy. Bam has been really good offensively. Let me see what Bam's averaging last month.
Because we're gonna need like a 25-point game from Bam. We need that. We talk about his offense all the time. Because they recently just played too.
Mm-hmm.
Bam had 18 with 6 rebounds.
And the last month?
The last game they played. I'm just
18-6.
And Vucevic had 20 and 11 and 8 assists. I think Josh Giddey got to come to play, bro.
I think he is, bro. I think he is. Because he's not only that, because who's gonna stop him on the perimeter? I mean, you got Tyler Hero, they starting Tyler Hero, Bam, Khalil Ware,
Andrew Wiggins, and Alec Burks.
And Alex Burke. They starting Alex Burke?
Yeah.
I would say the X factor for the Heat is probably Andrew Wiggins. He ain't been playing the last what? He's been gone.
No, he played. He's been playing recently. He played.
He has?
Yeah, he just played against the Bulls. This game was recent. This game was on April 9th. This game was recent.
Oh, okay, that must have been his first game back because he's been gone for a minute.
If you're Eric Spoelstra, do you start Davion Mitchell this game?
Over Alex Burke?
Yes.
Because
Davion Mitchell is a good defender.
You need somebody to slow Kobe. You need somebody to slow Kobe White down. So I think he should start him. Because if you let Kobe White go out there and give you 30, y'all ain't winning that game. Because the Bulls' only real scoring threats is Kobe White and Vucevic. That's their real scoring threats. That's who you worry about.
A scoring threat?
If we're doing if on the scouting report, it's probably gonna be either Vucevic or Kobe White, whoever's one or two. It's gonna be them two first, and then Josh Giddey. We really worried about Kobe White and Vucevic.
What do we expect from Khalil Ware this game? You know, obviously he started now at the center spot. He's been really good as a starter. Like, what do we expect from him? I think he's gonna have a decent game, though. I really expect it. He's a good defender, rim protector. Like, I think he could have a good game.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a decent game. I think he's gonna be in foul trouble. I think they're gonna make it apparent that we have to get Khalil Ware in foul trouble just for exactly what you said. He's a good shot blocker. He's a good defender. And once you get him in foul trouble, now you got. Not saying Bam is a terrible defender, but Bam at the 5, he's smaller than Khalil Ware. So Josh Giddey, Kobe White, they're gonna be more reluctant to attack. So I think the Bulls are gonna make it a concerted effort to get Khalil Ware in foul trouble. Because without him, their defense changes. This
is my thing. I think the Bulls have more offensive threats, and this goes back to the Magic and the Hawks, even though the Bulls' offense is way better. I think they just have more scoring options. Like, you got Josh Giddey, you got Kobe White, you got Vucevic. I think Kevin Huerter needs to have a decent game. You know, one of their best 3-point shooters in the starting lineup. Like, their bench is not good. I don't care what nobody tells me. The bench ain't good. Like, Patrick Williams, I really don't expect nothing from him. I expect that to lose. Like, he's just so bad. He doesn't even start. Like, you can't start over freaking
Montes.
Yes. I mean, I was gonna say Kevin Huerter, but yes, Montes.
Well, him too, yeah.
Yes, like Montes can have a big game. I like Montes. I really like Montes. Montes can have a good game against the Heat. And the thing with the Heat is, like, you got Tyler Hero, but what are we expecting from Andrew Wiggins? We just talked about Bam. Terry Rozier, he didn't even play. He had a DNP.
And Terry, he's been bad, bro. Ever since that investigation came out, bro, he has been terrible.
He's been so trash. And he getting a lot of money next year, too. So, like, if the Heat want to win, I think Tyler Hero has to have a legacy game. Because remember the last game, he took that dumb 3 on the fast break with nobody in front of him. You know? So, I can't have that.
I get what he was trying to do. He should have just took the layup, though.
I don't get
he
what
just
he was
took
trying
the
to
layup,
do. I don't get what
because they would have been down. they would have been down. If he would have hit that three, I think they would have been down, 2, right? They would
Yeah,
have been
yeah,
down
they would have
2.
been too.
They would have been down 2. I mean, you got to think about it. He's a great shooter. He probably thought he was going to hit, so they would have been down 2, and they still would have had time on the clock if they would have went down and got that stop. So,
But
because
why didn't
then you down by, because then if you would have took that layup, you down 3. They're gonna be playing the 3-point line, so it's gonna be a harder shot that you need to tie the game instead of a 2, where I can get a mid range, I can get a foul, I can get a layup. There's more options that way.
Bro,
So I
take the
get what he
easy
was
two.
trying to do.
Take the
Yeah,
easy.
no, he should have took the easy 2. He should have took the easy 2. He should have,
Take the
because
easy two, bro.
that's a harder shot. You wide open on the break, coming down full speed for a pull up 3. Not saying you can't hit it, but yeah, he should just took the layup.
I think Vucevic is gonna have a good game. I think he's gonna control the glass. I think that's what he's gonna do. I can see Kobe White have a legacy game. Josh Giddey triple double. I believe it. I think he's gonna have it.
Hey, like you said, Tyler Hero needs to have that legacy game. Remember, he was saying his name should be in talks of Luca and Trey and all the great
He
point
did
guards
say
in the
that
league.
years ago. He did say that years
Yeah,
ago.
this is your moment. This is your moment right here.
You know the Bulls ranked number 1 in opponents' 3-point percentage. When I saw that, I was actually very shocked.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
very
surprised by
shocked.
that.
They
I'm
ranked
surprised.
number 1 in opponents' 3-point percentage. I couldn't believe it. But their defense is bad. They ranked 28. Their defense is really bad. But I mean, you look at the Heat, their offense is ranked 24. Like they're not that good, honestly. Offensively, defensively, they're still good. But Kobe White, he has to have a good game. But I just think like X factor wise, I think I agree with you kind of with Andrew Wiggins. Like that's why Andrew Wiggins is probably their second best perimeter scorer outside of Bam. They need him to come to play.
Mm-hmm. Because if he comes to show up and play, the Bulls can easily get blown out. They can easily get blown out. For the Bulls though, I low-key say the X factor is like either Kevin Huerter or Montes, whoever's one of them two, because you need one of them. I think Kobe White's gonna show up. I think Vucevic's gonna show up. I think Josh Giddey's gonna show up. But you need one more person. You need one more person. I think it's either gonna be Montes or Kevin Huerter. One of them need to step up.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Chicago Bulls, man. Chi-Town City, baby. We gonna win this playing game and then face either the Hawks or the Magic for the 8th spot and get smacked by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like that's basically the whole point. You're playing just to get smacked in the first round by the Cavs. That's really what you're doing. But it's an extra home game. All right. So the last game we got, the Sacramento Kings versus the Dallas Mavericks. Who do you have winning this final game of the play-in?
Before I say who winning, this sucks, Jay, because if Kyrie was here, bro, this playoffs would be so totally different, bro. Because not everybody's back healthy, and he's literally the only person missing, bro. But who do I got? Who do I got? I'm gonna low-key go Dallas. I'm gonna go Dallas. I think Dallas gonna pull it out. I think AD is gonna have a big game. Surprisingly, I think Spencer Dinwiddie's gonna show up. Yeah. So I got the Mavs.
You know, been good for the Mavericks. Najee Marshall has been really good.
He's been
really good for them. Like against that
Low-key,
game
that's
against the
their X
Lakers.
factor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Against that
that's
game
their
against
X
the
factor.
Lakers, he was like their best offensive player that game against the Lakers. And they're gonna need a big game from him. You're gonna need a big game from PJ Washington. Like you're gonna need a big game from even Klay Thompson. Could he be an X factor? Klay hasn't really been good. Let's just be honest. He hasn't been good.
Yeah, he hasn't. Low key, yeah, you're right. Klay might be their X factor because he hasn't shown up at all.
Like Klay got to start hitting his threes, man. And I think AD's gonna have I think AD might have a great game, man. You know, chip on the shoulder, was hurt. Team probably still don't believe in him after getting traded for Luka. I can see AD having like 35 and like 14 and like a couple of blocks. I can see it because the Kings don't have nobody that can stop him. Like Sabonis can't stop him. He
I
just
was just
can't.
gonna pull up his stats against Sabonis.
Yeah, what is his stats like? Well, it's probably gonna be them games when he played on against the Kings when he be losing.
Well, AD averages 20, basically 24, 12, and 3 assists against them.
I was just
Against
gonna say,
Sabonis.
Justin just said that like he doesn't play great against Sabonis for some apparent reason. He doesn't. So
I mean, 20, 24, and 12.
I said great.
That's not bad.
That's not great. I
That's
said
not
great.
bad. Yeah, I think he's gonna have a big game. He just
But
dropped 36 and 15 on them, with almost a triple dub.
What game was this?
This was right after Christmas. It's on the 28th. He had 36, 15, and 8.
That's a long time ago. Christmas.
Yeah, it was right around Christmas. I mean, but that was the last game he played against.
Yeah, look like what Justin
last
said.
game
Look
he
at what
played
Sabonis be averaging against Anthony Davis. He'd probably be killing that man for some apparent reason. I don't know why though.
He averages 15 and 12.
Damn,
with
he don't
5
do
assists.
nothing. He don't do nothing.
15, 12, and 5.
Man, he don't do nothing. But surprisingly, I'm gonna pick. I don't think it's surprise. I'm picking the Kings. I think the Kings
You picking
win.
the Kings?
Wow, I get a whoa. Wow.
Yeah, you pick over the Mavs?
I mean, bro, we
They
act like
don't
the
even know who
Mavs
they want
got
their
Kyrie.
coach to be. They don't even know who they want their coach to be.
What they gotta do with anything?
Everything. We in the playoffs now. Coaching matters.
Yeah, and the coach been there for a long time now, so they're used to him. This ain't the Nuggets when David Adelman only been there for 4 games. This is different. So I'm just surprised I'm getting a whoa. Like the Kings and the Mavericks ain't low key in the same realm.
And the Kings been bad, bro. I feel like the Mavericks have been playing
bad.
I feel like they've been playing better than the Kings, though.
They both been bad. I'm just taking, like, I'm looking at the Kings. I say, okay, I got Sabonis, triple-double monster sometimes. I got DeMar DeRozan. You know, DeMar, good player. Zach LaVine. Hey, Zach LaVine. You know, these some 2 Chicago Bulls players, man. Just the Sacramento Bulls.
Bulls.
Hey, man, you know, they be playing, man. So, you know, and then you look at the Mavericks, it's like outside of Anthony Davis, who else are you like? Like you can say, okay, I'm not afraid of Zach LaVine or DeRozan, but it's like, okay, I'm afraid of them 3, but then outside of AD, who are you afraid of on the Mavericks?
Really, nobody. I mean, but they gonna put Gafford on Sabonis. So then after that, who gonna guard AD?
He starts. Derek Lively starts.
Who? Lively on Sabonis, and then who's gonna guard AD? They ain't got nobody to guard AD.
No, they don't. They Keegan Murray, who's been really bad this year.
He's gonna get cooked. He's gonna get cooked. AD really gonna have like 40 if they put him on him. They best bet is to put Sabonis on him.
Then who guarding Lively then?
Murray. Keegan Murray.
I mean, Sabonis, I don't think he can really guard Anthony Davis.
I don't think he can either, but that's their best bet.
They don't have Malik Monk either, which hurts their offense. Another third scoring option on their team. Keon Ellis plays. You still got Valanciunas, who's a big body. You know, I wouldn't be shocked if they run them 2 big lineups.
Double big.
I wouldn't be shocked if I see it on. They play Wednesday. I wouldn't be shocked if I see it on Wednesday.
Now that's gonna make it. They gonna muck the game up if they do that. And then if they do that, I like the Kings winning because I feel like DeMar and Zach can go get a bucket. Because if you got them 2 bigs in, that's gonna be tough on AD. You know, AD don't like to bang at all.
I think Zach has I think Zach needs a good game, bro. Because sometimes he be like inconsistent, but like when he has a really good game, he has a really good game. So I think Zach LaVine needs to have a really good game if they want to make it to to fight for an HC. Like he needs a good game. I think DeMar DeRozan is gonna play good. I think Zach LaVine is gonna play decent. What are we getting from Keegan Murray though? Like right now, I just feel like sometimes I'd be like, he's just out there. He's just out there just hooping.
Out there getting cardio.
Sometimes, bro. Like he's just out there sometimes, bro. Like, bro, when I was like, when I was looking, like when I was going through things, bro, if believe it or not, I forgot Buddy was on the team. Like low key, I forgot he was on the team, bro, because he been overshadowed by freaking Sabonis, Zach LaVine traded there, DeMar. Like he been overshadowed by them. I forgot he was on the team.
Yeah. And then he's supposed to be that he's supposed to be a corner boy.
He averages 20, 14, and 8 against AD this season, 56%. So basically, you said 14, brother. Where you got? Oh, where you?
Bro,
Where you
I did their entire matchup, so their entire careers.
Oh.
I mean, this season, Sabonis only had one good game, bro. It was 29 points. That's why it's up all the way to 20. The other games, he had 18, 19, and 14.
So who are your X factors for both teams?
Shit. You just said it. Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray is definitely an X factor for the Kings. Because if Keegan Murray shows up, I don't see how the Mavs stop them or keep up with their scoring. And then for the Mavs, Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson needs to prove he's not washed anymore. And on top of that, they're gonna need the scoring. Because like you said, outside of AD, I mean, another person I would really rely on to go get a bucket, probably Spencer Dinwiddie, and that's saying something right there. So yeah, I'm gonna say Klay. I'm gonna say Klay and Keegan Murray.
I think we gonna need a good PJ Washington game, bro. I think we need like one. I think I wouldn't be shocked if PJ gave you like, I'll say a 17, 18 game on Wednesday, maybe even a 20. I think we need another game because you can honestly argue that he's probably their second offensive best player on that team. You can argue it.
What's their lineup gonna be?
Let's see what
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Let's see what the last lineup was when they actually played some legit minutes.
Because I was gonna say what Spencer, what Najee, or Klay. Who's coming off the bench?
I'm looking right now. Did they play this game? Did they? Okay, so wait. Okay, let me go back to another game because let me just go to the game when they played the Lakers. Let me just do that because that tells me something. Let me just do that because because that was a meaningful game.
Because we know Spencer, AD, Lively starting.
They started Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively, and they had Caleb Martin, Dwight. Well, I ain't count Dwight Powell. Daniel Gafford, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Max Christie. That was coming off their bench.
Wait, so they started Najee, PJ, AD, Lively, and Klay.
Klay, yes, that's who they started against the Lakers.
Damn, they ain't have no point guard out there.
Well, point guard by committee, man. Point guard by committee.
Okay. Well, that's a big ass lineup, low key. Because Najee Marshall's like what 6'6". Oh, he ain't like 6'6". Then you got Klay. I mean, Clay's not the same person no more, but they still got that's still a big lineup.
Klay is 6'5".
Yeah, that's a big lineup.
I mean, according to this, AD led them with 6. Not led them, but he had 6 and Najee Marshall had 8.
Okay.
It's point guard back in
really they running the offense through AD.
Kinda.
That's probably what they're gonna do. I mean, of course they run. I'm saying like AD's primarily a playmaker.
I get what you're saying though, but I think we just need a good game for Zach LaVine. If Zach LaVine has a great game, I think they win. I think they'll win this game. I don't think the Mavericks have another at least some consistent firepower. Like, what are we getting from PJ Washington offensively? What are we getting from Najee Marshall? You say Spencer Dinwiddie. You even hesitant on Spencer Dinwiddie. Like, what are we getting? Where's the offense coming from outside of Anthony Davis? Now, if this was Kyrie, they probably wouldn't even be in a play-in. They probably at least be 6. They'd at least be 6. At least 6. So I just don't like, their offense is in the middle of the pack. It's mid. The offense is mid. So, you know, if 88, hey, this could be a great game for AD and like not his legacy, but to show the Mavs fans, like, this is who I am,
I'm one of them
y'all.
ones. I'm one of them ones. Yeah. I
You
still
think,
like the
man?
Mavs though. I still like the Mavs. I like Jason Kidd. I think AD gonna have a monster game. I think AD gonna have a monster game.
Real quick. We real quick. Do you agree that Bobby Kitman is amazing? I ain't gonna lie. Who is that? Boy, like, who is that? Who is Bobby Kitman? I see the name, but it's like, come on now. Shout out to the 6 people that was in the chat today. But hypothetically, real quick before we get out of here, if the Mavericks win out and they face the
Mhm.
Thunder, how many games can the Mavericks get?
I'm not even gonna be generous. It's gonna be a sweep. I was gonna be generous and get them one.
Mm,
I was gonna get them at least one. I don't think they're gonna get one.
I say they get swept too. I say he is a Swedish basketball player who just sent the Pistons to overtime last night, scoring 15 points. I'm not gonna lie, brother. I like that you in the chat, but I ain't gonna lie. I still don't know who that guy is. I'm just being honest. And I did not watch them games yesterday. Outside of really the Clippers game, that was the only game I watched. I did not watch those other pointless games. Those games were pointless. They were like, bro, I looked at my team. I said, man, thank God we had players we boy. I had so many people that was hurt, just resting. I'm like, bro, I would have lost. I would have lost. Would have
Hey
been
man, he
bad.
fouled out too. He had 15 and 6, but he fouled out. So him keep his hands to himself, dog.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, I have no clue, boy. He a rookie that popcorn pit into his car. Okay. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know who that is. But real quick, before we really get out of here, what did you think of Isaiah Thomas' comments on LeBron James when he was warming up shirtless? What did you think? Remember when I was saying these old generation people be hating? What did I tell you?
Yeah, Jay. Yeah, he was OD for that comment. Like he low key snapped on him. Jay talking about some Adam Silver needs to find him. I'm like, bro, are you serious? First off, there's nobody at the. I don't think there was anybody at the game at that point, Jay. And if it was probably the season ticket holders or something like that. Like, bro, he's on the court getting a workout in before all the fans come in, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. He tweaking. I think he was just saying something so his name could be relevant in the media.
His name is already relevant because he's always with Michael Jordan because he kept him off the Olympic team. But no, though, like real quick, I feel like you said, there was nobody there. It's hour because they showed this at halftime of the first game. So at that time, it's around what 5 o'clock in the evening at that time, since it's LA West Coast time. Why does it matter? Be grateful he out there. Be grateful he's out there even warming up. There's probably not even a lot of players even out there at that time warming up. They're probably doing some other stuff, but at least he's out there warming up. Like, I just don't get these old gen people hate it. I tried to tell you this. They be hating. That was so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Isaiah Thomas. And the thing is, I thought Isaiah Thomas loved LeBron. What we doing? I thought he loved him. He always be backing him up. Now he hate because the man's shirtless and shooter. What we doing? Like, come on, bro. Why what is Adam Silver gonna do, bro? Think of Adam Silver. You call him for that, bro. I'm gonna look at you dumb, bro. I'm like, hey,
Oh,
get off my
oh,
phone.
okay, Isaiah. And I'm gonna hang up. Okay, Isaiah, and I'm gonna hang up.
And I'm looking at the quote. He said, I just think the professionalism in our NBA league has diminished so much. Look, I like LeBron. I'm a fan of his, so forth and so on. But to walk on the floor before a game with no shirt on and shoe, I mean, come on, man. Like, What?
Now, I ain't gonna lie. I do agree with him on the professionalism. I think the professionalism has gone down, but what LeBron did that was nothing to do all that over. He ain't do nothing wrong. Like you said, he was just hating the hate.
Tell you, man, these old people we hate, bro. It's hard to find an old guy that that be at least from a guy that went basically in the 90s or later. It's hard to find one of them that love you. They be hating. Stephen A. Smith Jr. Yeah, Isaiah Thomas is. But yes, you guys, that is it for the full court entertainment.
What Justin say?
Go ahead.
What does they say? Which hypothetical jersey goes harder, a Bulls Melo jersey or a Kobe Duke jersey?
Man, Kobe Duke might go hard, bro.
I'll say, but that Melo Bulls one though, I'm low-key gonna go Melo Bulls. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, we almost had it.
Almost. Yeah, almost.
We almost had Melo, man.
I'm gonna go Melo. I'm
gonna go Kobe Duke, bro. Kobe in the royal blue, man. Hey, we looking at something, man. But the WNBA draft is tonight. I will be watching. Paige Becker's just going number 1. Everybody knows that. Then after that, we just got to wait and see. But that is it for the Full Court Entertainment Podcast, our play-in preview special. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on all social media outlets at Full Court Entertainment Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and also give us a 5-star review on our audio platforms at Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We gonna see y'all this Thursday. Where we will preview the first round of playoffs, and you guys will get our NBA awards. Yes, sir. And our all NBA rookie teams. But we gonna see y'all Thursday, y'all. See you later.